Guys, so I've got Chewy helping me out with a video today, and Chewy had a little bit of an issue with his hips feeling kind of tight. He couldn't quite bring his knee to his chest as far, and also bring his leg back behind him. So he felt a little tight. We did a little bit of evaluation and found that it's a psoas muscle, and the psoas muscle is a deep hip flexor. It's a hip flexor, but it's deep in the, it kind of attaches into your spine and down into your pelvis, so, and your hip actually. So we did a couple things with Chewy, a little psoas release technique where we're going to use this inflatable ball, and I'll leave a link down below where you can pick one up. They're pretty inexpensive. They've got some give to them, and the nice thing about the give is if you're laying down on a firm surface, it's going to give you a nice, more comfortable pressure. What I'm going to show you guys today is just you're going to do a myofascial release where you actually put the ball right into that psoas muscle and you just lay over the ball and just breathe for about 3 to 5 minutes just to help release that muscle and help with some pain and tightness.
Why is the release important? So you're saying like lengthening and lengthening versus tightening, obviously shortening. So what is it like about it that the releasing is going to help?
So the release is going to allow more range of motion. It's going to allow you to kind of stand a little straighter. You won't feel so hunched over. You'll feel like you can move your hip in a further plane, which is important for Jiu-Jitsu and important as a recovery tool for Jiu-Jitsu because we're always so closed in. So easy way to find that psoas muscle is going to be if Chewy just lays down on his back, and then we'll do just like a small crunch or a curl up. So he's going to lift his head. We're going to feel his abdominals and come out to the side right where that abdominal kind of dips down in. And go back down, Chewy. So right there is where that psoas muscle lives, and we're just going to give a little pressure down. Now if you push down, you feel like a pulsing, you're probably on some kind of blood supply, so you want to move off of that. But otherwise, it's not going to feel the best, a little bit of a tender area. So I can kind of get pretty deep in there with my fingers. So Chewy's going to do the release himself. So right there where you see the ball is where that psoas muscle is. He's going to lay down on his belly, whatever's more comfortable. You can lay kind of in a figure four, kind of with your other leg. Just kind of relax and breathe down. Let your body kind of sag down into it, melt down into the ball. So 3 to 5 minutes like that, just to get a little release. We're going to let Chewy kind of do his thing.
Okay, so what's a good way to like sort of test it and show it the comparison?
Primarily that muscle, if it's not as tight, you're going to be able to move the hip a little more freely.
And then
the other option is extending the hip back. So
like doing like a
you may even,
yeah,
you can see if it feels as tight that way versus the other way.
it feels a little looser than it has been.
Because you know my issue's been just with jiu-jitsu. This area typically flares up, and this is the one that I talk about a lot with jiu-jitsu guys. We do so much of this that like a lot of times that muscle gets caught up, and so
I think using this technique can help really just loosen the tissue up, help with just general hip mobility, help with recovery too. So it's a good thing to do once you're relaxing and you're doing some cool down exercises. It's a great way, you know, after training to kind of loosen some of that tissue up. Also a great way to do before, you know, if you're trying to get yourself in the right mental space to kind of train or have a hard session, you can also do that to get yourself going.
cool.
All right, thanks.